It's indeed a warm welcome to the talk with Tariro. Today on the program, we are friends of the girls. I'm talking about being Shamari Dzevanaskana. It's important that on a day-to-day basis, we tend to them, hear from them, what are their issues of concern, what's affecting them. As a nation, we're grappling with COVID-19 and the girl child as much as the boy child is being affected. But today, yes, we are concentrating on the girl child. Could you introduce yourself, tell us who you are, and we do welcome you to the Talk with Tariro.
Okay, thank you, Tariro. My name is Tariro, and I am a member of the Girls' Rights Movement and arm of Shamari Mwanaskana.
She is a friend of the girls, Shamari Yemanaskana. You being Mwanaskana, in this era where as a country we are grappling with COVID-19, but there are issues where we are saying let's also explore and look at issues that are affecting the girl child. What are the issues that are affecting you as the girl child?
Well, the issue that I'm going to talk about today is the issue of menstrual poverty. We all know about the menstrual cycle. Every month, every girl receives her period. But we are facing the issue of we cannot access pads. Pads, they are very expensive in shop. The least expensive costs about $US. We cannot afford them. The government said that only essential workers should go to work. But maybe our parents, they are vendors. They cannot afford even a packet of pads. And some of us, we even use 2 to 3 packets of pads per month. But we cannot afford them. So some of our friends are even resorting to using unhygienic ways like a piece of cloth, which are not very good for our reproductive system. And also we're talking about people living in Harare. What about the ones living in rural areas and the ones living in the quarantine centers? They do not have access of these pads. So I remember the government had included pads on the budget. That was said in January, but now we are now in June. Nothing has been done. So that's why us as Shamari Mwaniskana and the Girls' Rights Movement, we have thought of an idea, the pad bank. We are raising pads, and right now we are on 2,100 pads. But we cannot cater for the needs of all the girls in the whole country because we only have 2.1.
Yes.
So that's why I'm urging everyone listening right now to donate a pad and support the girl child.
You've spoken about a very touching issue, the issue of lack of access as well as the cost of pads. And when we are talking about girls in quarantine centers, yes, you are talking about the need to contribute pads.
Yes.
But as a call to action, what you are telling, even, yes, you have appealed to the government
Yes.
to say, yes, you said you're going to be putting, but we know like now the costs are many. And oftentimes I always tell people, let's not leave everything to the government.
Yes,
Already
yes.
you have this initiative where you're encouraging all of us to say, let's put our pads in this bank so that we do assist. And how many people are you looking at reaching?
We want to cater for the needs of the girls in the rural areas, Murewa, Chirezi, and all those areas.
Yes, I'm sure as Zimbabweans, we have had a lot of organizations, individuals in this COVID era. One issue that is a challenge is the issue of menstrual hygiene. She's talking about it as menstrual poverty. And girls today, where we're looking at issues that pertain to them, she is saying, can you as an individual, you and I, can we contribute something to ensure that girls are not miserable during their periods? They do happen monthly. We know that. Ruvimbo, we had issue about menstrual poverty being one of the issues that is concerning you as adolescent girls. For you, what are the issues that you are saying during this period? And as a young person, these are the issues that I feel as young girls are the issues that are affecting us.
One of the problems that we are facing as girls, tinosanga now chaenda kuma population services, tichida ku require more info about kuti zvinofambiswa sei nezve-SRHR, right? And then vanhu veko havasi kutibata friendly, right? Vanotanga kutoshauta kuti imi muri vana vadiki, what do you want here? You are still young, so you don't have to ask about sex.
Maenda kunotsvage ikoko.
Tichinoziva more information about what is happening. Cause
Like what? Talk to me.
like we were told that sex is, you can do sex after marriage, right? But it is for us girls hatisi kuzvitedzera zvikutongoitika. Saka apa tinenge totoziva kuti zvinopreventwa how, cause yange takanzi musazviite asi zviri kungoitika. Saka zvinhu zvekuti tinofanira kugara tichiziva kuti tizopreventa unwanted pregnancies nema-early marriages.
Oh, so you are saying you would be going to these centers to access sexual and reproductive health services, prevention mechanisms, all those things.
Yeah.
Because as young people, we are indulging.
Yeah.
Is it difficult to wait as young people?
As for me, it's not difficult, but speaking for others.
For others. I know you are representing girls and not just you.
Yeah, it will be difficult for them. Because I don't know what happens when they have what they feel.
Things happen with young people.
Yeah.
So your appeal is, you are saying we need to access sexual and reproductive health. What are the issues that the girls are saying they face when they get to those clinics, those service centers?
What I heard is that some of the nurses havakwanise kuvabata with friendly. Vanototanga kutoshauta kuti iwewe nezera rako uri kuda chii, kuda kuziva chii about sex, and then unotoenda usina information yaunenge uchida, cause unobva watotanga kutya kuti uzodzokera futi uchinobvunza. Vanoti you should bring a parent. Saka kuti udzamva kuti inini ndiri kuita this and that ka zvitombotaurika.
Inezamai wako ukandudza ndakuda kutokurowa neshafu.
Yeah.
Saka what do you think should be done?
I think ma-parents edu first ndo vanofanira kuva vane kutanga kuti tokwanisa kutaura navo about SRHR, kuti vazokwanisa kutinzwisawo kuti zviri kufambiswa sei. Because uyu mubereki wangu ndakavanika feeling yekuti ndakaudza mhongo about this, hatitombowirirane kana ndogonotonziwa kutozviita even though wanga usingazviite, and then they started kushout kuti ko iwewe uri kuzvifambisa sei. Saka apa chandikukumbira ndechekuti ma-parents should have vanofanira discuss about issue SRHR.
Join us after the break as we continue to hear from the young people. I know for parents, we have a lot of reservations when it comes to some of these issues that our young people often ask from us. Join us after the break. Welcome back. We continue with our discussion on the Talk with Tariro, where this week we are looking at issues that are affecting adolescent girls, particularly in this period where we have COVID-19 wreaking havoc in our nation, wreaking havoc globally. And young girls are saying we also have issues that are affecting us, not just during this COVID era, but on a day-to-day basis. And now on the program, I'm joined by Rutendo. Rutendo, in the first segment, we had challenges with issues of menstrual poverty, issues of unfriendly health services when young people want to access these services. For you, what would you say are the issues that are your key asks?
For me, it's the age of consent in terms of having access to sexual reproductive health information as well as services. Yes. So for me, my concern is, why not then do away with the age of consent? Why not make available the information and services to everyone without putting a hindrance or a barrier of age? Because if I'm 14 years or I'm 13 years, maybe I've started indulging in sexual activities. Yes, it's against the law, but we cannot do away with the fact that people that age, the youths, are actually indulging in sexual activities, right? So why then make it available that they can go to clinics or any health facility and get the information or the services that they need?
Enlighten me here, Rutendo. We've been to Parliament, we've been everywhere where we're talking about actually raising the age of consent. And a
Yes.
lot of noise was made, not just in Zimbabwe, but even at African Union level, at SADC level. And now you as young girls, you are saying that age of consent, we must do away with it.
Yes, I know it's a very there's a conflict of interest in
Yes.
terms of that,
Mm.
because now we're looking at our norms, our social practices. Premarital sex is not something that is accepted, right?
I'm
But
glad
we're
you know
looking at
that.
the fact that we're looking at the fact that girls are indulging in sexual activities. We cannot lie. Like recently, last year, there was a paper article that said 5,000 girls drove out of school because of unintended pregnancies. So now we're looking at early unintended pregnancies. We're looking at unsafe abortions. So why then not take a stand and take a measure that will ensure that we lessen those cases? So if I'm 13, I have the basic information that will actually help me if I am to indulge. It will help me, it will prevent me from having STIs, getting pregnant, and then
So
resorting.
at what age are you telling us that we should at least have this information getting to you as young people?
As early as primary school. Yes, I'm not saying the information that an 18-year-old gets is the same information that a 10-year-old gets. It has to be age appropriate. But I'm saying let's not run away from the fact that we need the information.
So what is your key ask to us as parents, to the government, to policymakers, even to development partners? What is your key message that you're saying? This is what we are asking as young people.
As young people, we are saying let's sit down. Let's sit down with the young people, right? When we're having the discussions, when we're having the debates, let include us. Hear what is happening in our lives so that we deal with what is exactly on the ground.
The issue that Rutendo is raising is what the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education is actually advocating, of comprehensive sexuality education. And they are saying, let's ensure that there is age-appropriate comprehensive sexuality education. We start it early so that as long as a child is in school, as long as they're exposed to society's ills, anything can happen to them. And she's saying it's better that they are empowered. We hear from another young person. Yes, I'm sure with parents watching, they're like, these people, these are our children. Yes, let's hear from our next adolescent girl child. So Kimberly, you heard the issues that Rutendo spoke about, issues of age of consent. For you, what are the major issues that you're saying as a girl child representing your other fellow young girls? These are the issues that you're saying, these are issues that concern us.
Okay, well, I feel that most of the challenges that we face as young people generally come from society. So, what society might be lacking is comprehensible information, because you find that from people who practice female genital mutilation, people who send off their children to be married at young ages, they say it's their culture, that's what they know. And so who is the law to stop them? So that's practically what I think can come as a problem. You also find that there is stereotyping towards children who are disabled.
Yes.
Well, they're also people, they also have feelings like all of us, but you get these comments from adults and people will keep them. Some might even lock them up away from the rest of society because you're disabled. What can you do? And then maybe like I think it's Ruvimbo was talking about accessing health services. You hear comments like Nemio vana vakaremara munotodawo zvinhu, of which that is really painful. I'm putting myself in their position. I would not want to hear such a comment, and after that I would not even have the confidence to go and ask any other adult or any other person, because that's what I feel society thinks about me.
You spoke about the issue of cultural practices that you said for you as young people. Are you saying we should do away with those cultural practices? Enlighten us. What's your concern with some of these cultural practices as young people?
Okay, well, I feel when we are coming up with solutions, it's better that we meet in the middle. So I know I have a right to my body. I know I say what is going to be done to my body and what is not. And yet we also have culture. We have so we should not get rid of one side whilst infringing the other, because culture has its reasons, and I have my reasons for saying no. And so people who are going to, maybe let's take for example female genital cutting, be it the elders of the society, I would want to know, why is it being done? Does it have any consequences? What are the benefits? And so we see from there, I can make an informed decision, because now I know what exactly is happening.
So in terms of information, how do you want the information? You said your major concern was information dissemination being available to everyone. How do you want it to be equally accessible to everyone, so that it becomes beneficial to the young people, it becomes beneficial to communities? How do you want that whole equation to pan out?
Well, I think when it comes to the inside part, that is what I was talking about. Practically, the one who's going to do it and the one who it's going to be done to. Yes, you tell me why is it being done and so forth. And for generally everyone, I think the government and other organizations like ours should take a stand in ensuring that everyone is enlightened, everyone who has questions, they are answered appropriately, and you also take it from everyone's point of view, because I feel that we know why we are saying certain things, but some people might take it in the way they are parents, in the way they are sisters and guardians, and they say, such information, why is it necessary to you and all that stuff. But when you then explain it to them the way it should be, then I think we'll strike a balance somewhere. And when we have programs like this, that's also another way I think can really have an impact on the nation.
Well, those are the girls sharing issues that they feel are of concern to them. They are making themselves to be a movement that advocates to ensure that their rights are respected, particularly when we are looking at sexual and reproductive health rights. Join us after the break. Welcome back. We continue with our discussion. Yes, we heard from young people. And now I have Natasha from Shamari Manaskan. I want us to explore the issues that you heard young people raising. And I know a lot of them, major challenge, particularly with parents when they're listening to them. I want your comment, your initial reaction to the issues that the young people were raising, the young girls, not just young people.
Okay, thank you very much, Tari. First and foremost, I just have to give an explanation in regards to the movement itself. The girls' rights movement is there to amplify girls' voices. They have got fragmented thoughts and pleas as the girl's child, and one of them being sexual, reproductive, and health rights. This year, as a nation and the rest of the world, we are celebrating the 25th year in terms of the Beijing Platform for Action. So as a nation, we believe that there should be strides and gains that we should explain as a nation, that women have got equality and they have freedom in terms of what they want to do with their bodies. And one of them, we are looking at sexual, reproductive, and health rights. So I believe the adolescent girls were really expressing to us what I can say to most parents is not a very comfortable issue to discuss, because even health professionals, they always battle the professional versus the individual. So it becomes a problem. But I believe all the issues that they have highlighted surely should be taken into consideration when we want to come up with young women who are able to protect themselves. We've got information that is going to give them access to make informed decisions in life.
Where do we get to that meeting point between what the girls want as well as what we expect as parents, because you know from what they were saying, you find that even if I'm a nurse within a health institution, I become a mother the moment this girl who's
Yes.
14 walks in and
Yes.
is telling me that they want to know more about condoms or about family planning tablets. I wear my mother jersey.
Yes.
Where is the nexus there?
I think first and foremost, as parents, they should acknowledge what's happening, and should just reflect on themselves. Would they want their daughters to drop out of school? Because I'm giving from reference. Last year there was a newspaper headline which stated that 5,000 girls dropped out of school, and look at that girl child. She's not going to school. Life itself.
She's your child, she's my child.
She's your child. Let's make it personal, and now see the importance. I remember having a conversation when the Girls' Rights Movement was having a meeting with the likes of Honorable Dr. Ruth Labode.
Yes.
Dr. Ruth Labode even mentioned that in as much as I'm a member of parliament, I am a mother.
Yes.
So it's not something that sits well with me thinking that my daughter is indulging. So if we have professional people who are supposed
She's a medical doctor, actually.
exactly to
Yes.
move such issues. She made it personal, but she also made it a challenge to all the parents out there. Let's make it personal. Would we want to lose lives in terms of our girl children, unsafe abortions, in terms of our girl children, unintended pregnancies, STIs, HIV and AIDS? We will lose a lot of lives if we do not reflect and make it personal.
So how do we, I don't even know how to then how to then say it. How do we reach a compromise?
Okay, Tari, let me just take you back a minute. I'll take you from how we were raised way back, not my age, but I know from my mother's and my grandmother's ages. They used to discuss such issues with aunts. They used to discuss such issues with anasekuru. And even right now, it's still happening, but just it's only those privileges that are given to boys. You know, they discuss such issues with boys. But why not start those conversations again? Right now, we engage our girls because we believe we are losing much on the girls' lives. So we can reach a compromise by looking at the back, because I know a lot of people and a lot of professionals, they'll look at culture and religion. But even that culture and religion, it was there to discuss those issues. Let's just talk about it right now. It's within the same line, culture and religion, but we have just moved in terms of the generation that we have. So let's start those conversations now and not stay in denial. That's my advice for a lot of parents out there. We can reach a compromise if you feel that you want to save your daughter. Have a conversation with your daughter at home.
There was one issue that was raised, the issue of menstrual poverty, as a parting shot, really where we are saying we are collecting pads. We know this COVID-19 era, movements are restricted, we have the lockdown, and issue of access to menstrual hygienic services is a challenge.
Yes.
What is your parting shot regarding that?
Okay, first and foremost, I have to applaud to what the government did last year when they announced in the national budget that they were going to introduce 200 RTGs that is going to be put forward for sanitary wear for rural girls. But however, it's posing a challenge as well, because we have not yet heard in terms of the distribution and all that. And I feel like we tend to trivialize issues to do with menstrual management. And girls, you know, Tari Ajumire, month by month, unototera. So we have to think about that. Think about those who cannot afford. Lockdown has brought a very big challenge in terms of prices. Every day, and even urban girls, they can no longer afford. So let's come on board and assist each other. As Shamare Manaskana, we are doing what we are calling the 5,000 pet campaign. We really want people to come on board, donate pets so that we distribute to areas where there are vulnerable girls. We are doing reusable sanitary pads as well. Let's come on board, because it's not just for our organization. We believe to save girls' lives, each and everybody should come on board and focus on what's on point.
Well, that's all we had for you today on the program. The girls have a movement, and we heard their issues. Natasha has clarified for us to then say, as parents, as communities, policymakers, let's reach a compromise. Understand the girls' concerns. Until next week, it's goodbye.